Energy Show begins now.
Six minutes after 8 o'clock, it is a finely funky, fresh Donut Friday, 96.5 KECO in Elk City. It is time for Exploring Energy one more time, and for the final time this week, I'm Nathan Brewer filling in for Sean Wilson, who's out of pocket for a day or three. Should be back Monday. When your operation runs on equipment, keep the equipment running. Get just about everything your engines need at Camrock Supply. Buy in bulk. Here's why that is good for you. First of all, who wants to be running to the store all the time? Buy in bulk. You don't have to keep going back and forth and back. You just buy in bulk. You can buy a bunch. And it's cheaper per unit, so you're going to save money in the long run. Camrock Supply, next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Save time, save money. Who's interested in that? I am. Tri-State Oil and Gas Convention is coming up Thursday, August the 6th in Woodward, Oklahoma at the Woodward Conference Center. Thank you, Leland Searcy, for joining us yesterday to talk to us about it. It's a day. If you've never been to one of these, this one is a day. It's from 7:30 that morning. They'll serve breakfast and open up all the exhibits till 3 that afternoon. And then they'll take a break and then that evening come back for dinner at 6. But what they'll do is they'll have vendors within the energy industry. So you can find out the latest and greatest in products and services. You can network, talk to people who do maybe what you do for a living if you're in energy. And they've got a couple of great speakers. Tom Ward, chairman and CEO of Mock Resources, who also happened to be the co-founder of Chesapeake Energy, a little company maybe you've heard of, and founder of Sandridge Energy, another company maybe you've heard of. Tom Ward will be there. That's at lunch. And then that evening, Harold Hamm. The Harold Hamm, Mr. Hammond Phillips, Mr. Enid, Oklahoma, Mr. Continental Resources, Harold Hamm, Mr. Advisor to the President about Energy. Harold Hamm will be there. Thursday, August 6th, Woodward, Oklahoma at the Conference Center. To go, it's free. Just show up. Now, if you want to be a vendor and put a booth there, if you contact Tri-State Oil and Gas Convention, I think they're on Facebook and they probably have a website. They've got an online presence. Just Google Tri-State Oil and Gas Convention in Woodward. And that'll get you to the place you need to be. It's only $400 to have a booth there. Anyway, it's coming up Thursday, August 6th, Woodward, Oklahoma. One day, it's a one-off, one shot, 7:30 that morning, breakfast. And they'll run till about 3 that afternoon. Frank Sullivan back in the saddle, joining me, helping me keep us on the air for 60 minutes. Frank, good morning. First of all, thank you very much for sharing your time. And thanks to your family for sharing you with us this week while you're on your home hitch.
Well, you're welcome. I always have a fun time here. And you didn't point out Mr. Harold Hamm, ex-husband of Forbes 100 richest women in the United States, Sue Ann Arnold.
One check. Wrote a check. How about that?
$974 million. That's a flex to take a picture of that. Look what I just did.
That's a little bit bigger than the largest check I've ever written. I don't know about you, Frank. I mean, I know you operate differently than I do, but that's a larger check than I've written.
I haven't well, and in school they never teach us how to balance checkbooks and things. We have to learn that the hard way. We have to learn that on our own, and I've never been able to come up with those kinds of funds.
Is there enough room on a check to write a number that large? I don't know. Hopefully the price of oil won't get quite that high. I'm looking at OK Energy Today. They actually published this last night, but let me talk about it. Oil prices soared 6% yesterday, climbing above $100 a barrel for the first time since May, as Iran-aligned Houthis in Yemen attacked 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea, and President Trump used a B-1 heavy bomber in the most recent attacks on Iran. At least 2 tankers were turned away from the Bab el-Mandeb Strait after Yemen's Houthis said they've struck 2 Saudi tankers in the choke point of the latest Middle East war escalation, saying they'd violated the naval blockade that the Yemeni forces declared earlier this week. According to reports, one of the tankers was loaded with Saudi crude for India, and the other was carrying oil to China. The president threatened to expand the U.S. attacks on Iran, and there were reports of expanding numbers of U.S. troops being introduced to the Middle East region. More focus was put on the president's planned targeting of Iranian power plants and bridges. Brent crude futures expiring in September rose 7.4%, or nearly $6, to settle at 101.08 a barrel. The U.S. benchmark West Texas Intermediate climbed 6.8%, or more nearly $5 a barrel, to close at 92.75 yesterday on the New York Mercantile Exchange. Does any of that surprise you, Frank?
No, absolutely not. And the saber rattling about bombing critical infrastructure for the people of Iran. That's not gonna look good on the world stage, and just gonna support driving prices higher, I assume.
What else? Oh, let's go closer to home. Anybody know where Inola is? Here's what I learned a long time ago. I've lived in western Oklahoma my whole life. If there's a town in Oklahoma I'm not familiar with, it's probably east of I-35. That's what I've figured out. If I'm not real sure where it is, it's probably in eastern Oklahoma. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond, his legal fight to stop the state from advancing with a proposed $4 billion aluminum smelter at Inola could be headed to federal court. Attorneys for Emirates Global Aluminum and Century Aluminum, owners of the proposed facility, filed a notice of filing notice of removal on Tuesday in Rogers County District Court, where Gentner Drummond filed his case last month. The attorneys are from the Oklahoma City-based Crow Dunleavy. That's got to be a misprint. It says Dunley, but I know it's Crow Dunleavy. Which, by the way, I think, I may be saying more than I know. I swear, former Clinton resident and state treasurer and liaison to financial helper of Governor Brad Henry, Scott Meacham. I think he's at Crow and Dunleavy. I think. I may be making that up. Anyway, Crow and Dunleavy. The attorneys are from the Oklahoma City-based Crow Dunleavy law firm and represent the defendants, Century Aluminum Company and Aluminum Oklahoma LLC, who are doing business as Oklahoma Primary Aluminum. The Rogers County filing said a filing had been made with the clerk of the United States Court for the Northern District of Oklahoma, which is located in Tulsa. As of yesterday, the Attorney General had not responded in Rogers County. Such a filing is not unusual, and as defined, the notice of renewal is a move by a defendant to transfer the case from a state court to a federal court. It's typically taken when the defendant believes the case meets specific legal criteria that allow it to be heard in federal court. It's essentially an effort to ask the federal court to take over the case. Do you know anything about? I've only heard this much. I've heard exactly 1/8 of an inch of information on this proposed smelter in Oklahoma. Frank, you know anything about this?
Right now, it seems to be it's a fight from the farmers and ranchers and the citizens in the area that they don't feel like that the due diligence has been done as far as long-term environmental impact studies. The stuff that kind of caught my eye was how people had independently tested soils and grasses, and then livestock that were raised in close proximity to the other smelters that were in different places in the United States, and that possibly the ground and the grass and then the cattle that were consuming the grass had higher than allowable chemicals and different elements and minerals in their bodies that they're actually concerned about, and possibly losing livestock. They had lower than normal reproduction on their calving cycles and things. Just some stuff like that kind of caught my eye. That's
I'm frankly not certain what it is a smelter even does.
Melt down the raw chemicals to make aluminum stock for manufacturing.
And I'm confident Inola is east of I-35. If it's in Rogers County, it's got to be up near Claremore then, somewhere up in that area.
So I think, financially it could be a boon for the area. They're going to operate those smelters, they're going to have to burn a lot of natural gas. It's going to take a lot of heat, a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they're going to have to do upgrades to the grid, but I believe it would be natural gas fired smelters. So that part would be good in some regards, and then the jobs that the facility would generate, and then of course the politicians want to point out the tax revenue that would help the area. But I tend to side with the people that are farming and ranching in there. I would like to see what the long-term studies were, if they've got the environmental checks in place to make sure that they don't pollute the area.
As far as the political fallout or political impact of this is the issue that it's entered the Oklahoma gubernatorial race, I know, because one candidate is for it and one candidate is against it, and this has helped the president to endorse one of those candidates based on this particular issue. So it'll be interesting this is one of those real inside baseball things that, if you're in the area, certainly. If you're out in western Oklahoma, it's not it's not going to affect us as far as the environmental impact and what it does to the land. But if you live there, you want to know what's going in the ground. You want to know what's going to affect your cattle and your crops. So this is a Rogers County deal that what are we, about a month away from the runoff, the Republican primary runoff election. And so maybe in the next month, we'll be hearing a lot of stuff about this particular issue.
Well, and then, are certain candidates backing this issue just for political clout, or is there genuine concern for the people? That's some questions I have as well.
They really believe something about this?
Yeah, I could get my name in the headlines if I'm
going to have a stance on this.
Let's file a lawsuit,
We are sitting at 16 minutes after 8 o'clock, one segment down. Frank Sullivan to my left. My name is Nathan Brewer. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources aims to do just that, help us sustain what's here, the stuff underground, the stuff we need that we use, SOER. The website for a complete list of SOER's upcoming educational opportunities, visit OERB. So here's another acronym, OERB. This is what I grew up with, OERB. Their website, OERB.com. And what SOER does in conjunction with OERB, they want to educate. They want to help people understand what our natural resources are, how best to use them, sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources. And by the way, the OK Oil Expo, October 15, we're only 2.5 months away. July, August, September. Yeah, we're about 2.5 months, just under 3 months away from this. Hopefully it'll be cooler by then. Hopefully we'll get some rain between now and then. October the 15th, Bennett Event Center, OKC Fairgrounds, the OK Oil Expo. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources. 17 minutes after the hour. What is it? About 78 degrees, cloudy skies, some sprinkles in the area. Even if you haven't gotten any, it should give you heart and hope to know there are sprinkles in the area.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Paragon Communications is now taking applications for a multimedia specialist with video editing, graphics, and social media skills. You can join the creative team at Paragon Communications. You'll create eye-catching graphics, edit videos for streaming and social media, assist with photography and live events, design print advertising, help produce newspapers and digital content, and work with our radio, streaming, and online brands. Every day is a different day here at Paragon Communications. But we're looking for someone with a positive attitude, strong communication skills, and experience with Premiere Pro, photography, social media, and basic motion graphics are a plus. We can teach the rest to the right person. If you're creative, organized, and enjoy working a wide variety of projects, we'd love to meet you. Email me your resume at gabe@kecofm.com or apply in person at 220 South Pioneer Road in Elk City. We're looking forward to meeting the right person for Paragon Communications.
People call it hay wrap, but the technical term is net wrap. Our net wrap is like the strongest in the industry. It has a 12-month UV stabilizer so it don't break down, and it holds your bells together longer and makes it more worth your money. The cheaper stuff only lasts, I feel, if you wrap it, probably a couple months, and it's going to start breaking down when you try to move your bells. This one lasts a good over a year. Holds it tight. They want to keep their hay good, so it's good for their cows and horses not getting moldy and breaking apart when they're trying to move it and lose half of it down the road. There's like handles that's made on the roll because they're long and they're pretty heavy, but this makes it where you can pick it up and put it in there. It's not so bulky and you have to manhandle it so bad. It's the green and yellow brand colors, and everybody likes that color just because it holds up better and is stronger, and I've had a lot of good feedback from it. People can come get this hay wrap at Camrock Supply. 2111 South Main in Elk City. We're right south of Fred's.
The biggest deals of the summer are happening now at Lipscomb Ford and Sayre. Get 0% financing on select new 2026 F-150s, Super Duties, Explorers, Escapes, Broncos, and more. All available right now. If you want the lowest price, the best rates, and the biggest savings, this is the time to buy. Save more in Sayre during our Ford sales event at Lipscomb Ford, exit 25 off I-40. Lipscomb, good people, great deals since 1979.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just heard a story from a fourth-generation farmer right here in Oklahoma who has dedicated his life to getting the food from his farm onto your table. It's the true story of how food and energy are connected. an incredible tale of how 1.5% of Americans grow and deliver enough food to feed the rest of us. It's a story we all need to hear at oerb.com/micro.
Got problems? God can fix them. This is Pastor Andy Taylor inviting you to come as you are to Trinity Fellowship in Sayre.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
96.5 KECO. It's Exploring Energy, 21 minutes after 8 o'clock, 78 degrees, cloudy skies. Will it rain? Well, we've already had some rain in the air. In fact, Frank, what were you telling me about your pickup?
Got enough sprinkles I had to hit the windshield wipers one time pulling out of my driveway this morning.
One
time. One swipe.
Finance. Yeah, some people can go ahead and pay cash for a car, and if you can, that is fantastic. If not, got to finance it. Well, Lipscomb's finance team helping you secure a loan with terms that you can actually afford. Throughout their rich 47-year history, they've created great relationships with traditional banks and credit unions. They exercise their connections to help you get driving today. Complete your application online in minutes. LipscombDealerships.com is the website. 96.5 KECO, Nathan Brewer, Frank Sullivan. Let's talk a little bit about electric vehicles. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation is seeking proposals from companies who can support the continued development of electric vehicle charging infrastructure along designated alternative fuel corridors in Oklahoma. I remember 10, 12 years ago doing this show, and that was one of the things we talked about when we talked about electrical vehicles is you've got people wanting to build them, but then are there enough charging stations? And can people run long enough? And look, I've never owned an electric vehicle, and you read stuff once in a while. I've heard the range has gotten better on what they can drive, and I've heard that there actually are some charging stations across the country. They're just not always easy to find. They're there, but maybe not easy to find. And this story goes on to talk about stuff which doesn't really interest me, but here's what I am interested in, Frank Sullivan. Do you think there is a change? Are people changing their minds about electric vehicles?
I think so, because we're not in a political climate where they're being forced upon us. That's the worst thing you can do. We're, as Americans, we have it in our blood to stand up to the status quo and not be told what to do. And so I know quite a few people that have gone that route and getting electric vehicles, and I think they absolutely have their place. Cost savings, if you have something you want to run around town in or something, I think that's really a viable alternative to a gasoline vehicle. You've got, I think right now what scares me personally is the maintenance costs after the battery pack. After the battery pack suffers damage and you have to replace that. That's what bothers me. But I've actually considered it. That at some point in the future, something the soccer mob urban assault vehicle to run the kids around, an electric vehicle would absolutely be a viable alternative at some point in the future, I think.
How come CNG hasn't caught on like everybody hoped it would? Again, go back to about 2010, 11, 12, 13, and there was a big push because we got so much gas out here, and Chesapeake was running and gunning. We got so much gas out here that, if we could find a way to use it all, they would really help our economy. There was a big push 10 or 12, 15 years ago for compressed natural gas to run vehicles.
I think it goes back to the range also, and then the large tank that you had to have. You had to run the compressed gas, and it takes a pretty large tank to get enough natural gas, even compressed, to run a long ways. Which most of those vehicles, even like I drove one for a little while, was with Chesapeake that was dual fuel, so you would run the compressed natural gas as far as you could get, and then switch over to regular gasoline. But like I said, the tank took a large chunk of the bed up essentially to house the tank, and so I think that's the situation. Then also from like a mechanic's point of view, the natural gas is extremely dry, and it's not doesn't offer any lubrication for your engine. It's not good for your engine long term to run nothing but natural gas. But even that point aside, just a situation of the range and the large tanks you have to get anywhere with the compressed natural gas.
Of course, you work in oil and gas exploration,
Yes.
that facet of the energy industry. Is there any rub between the electric side and oil and gas side, or is everybody say, you go do your thing, we go do our thing, we'll all get along?
somebody showed up to work in a Prius, we might make some comments. But
So,
but no, now that it's not looking like it's going to be forced upon us, like I think the laws in California, they're trying to, at one point trying to force every one of their residents to go electrical, and they don't have the grid to charge their they have charging stations probably are a lot more readily available than we would here in western Oklahoma, but they are absolutely not set up for people to charge their electric cars at home at night. They rolling brownouts and things. You can't run your air conditioner or dry clothes at certain times in the evening because the power grid can't handle it. But no, like I said, as long as it's not forced upon us, and you go back to this free market economy we supposedly have, and let people make the decision that's right for them. I can see it on a somewhat upward trajectory of people buying into the electric car scene or electric pickup scene.
I was talking to somebody recently, and they were talking about electric vehicles and even thinking about getting one, and said something. And I said something, well, aren't you concerned about charging it? And this person told me, well, you can install a charging station in your garage it's not in the way, is basically. And is that something you find? You talk to people who want to do that? They want a charging station in their own garage,
I think it's essentially a 220 plug, like a dryer. I think it's not much to install.
So it's not cumbersome.
Yeah, I don't think it takes up any room. I mean, you have to have a licensed electrician. We have plenty of them around here to go install it in your garage, and then it's just a cord that hangs up and plug it into your vehicle. I don't see that being any kind of issue, and I think we've got. I think we have a fantastic power grid. I'm extremely happy with our electric providers we have in western Oklahoma. We've got the cheapest electricity on the planet. So
we?
I believe we do. I really do. I think our electricity is extremely, extremely cheap compared to the United States. And you can find that online. I'm pretty sure that the numbers back that up.
96.5 KECO, it's Exploring Energy on a Friday, 8:28. Frank Sullivan to my left. I'm Nathan Brewer, filling in for Sean Wilson, who should be back next week. I kept, this morning, in the pre-dawn hours, I kept thinking, well, is it going to happen again?
Aftershock?
Am I going to feel something? 24, 25, 26, 27 hours, I don't know what time is it now, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, 27 hours ago. There was an earthquake in the Texas Panhandle, and it was about a 5.0 magnitude, which, as earthquakes go, is pretty big. I mean, 10 is the top. 5.0 magnitude is pretty good, especially for out here, and it occurred 22 miles southeast of Spearman, Texas, north of Pampa. The depth, I don't know anything about geology or earthquakes, but when they said it was 3 miles deep, I thought that didn't sound terribly deep, and that's what I heard yesterday. It was a fairly shallow earthquake. Now, I saw news reports last night that allegedly people in Oklahoma City felt it. And look, I'm not calling anybody a liar. I'm just saying it's hard for me to believe because I live in Oak City, Oklahoma, which is much closer to the epicenter, and I barely felt it in Oak City. It was just a tiny and a very quick, just a small little rumble, just a very quick little, okay, is my house settling? Is that, okay, no, it was an earthquake. Well, if it was that brief and minor, I mean, what are we, maybe 175 miles from the epicenter? I mean, if it's that, so 200 miles away in Oklahoma City, could they really feel it? I don't know.
Was this the same woman that talks about how the tornado sounded like a freight train, the one with no bra that has the cigarette stuck in her lip with the ash that's 3 inches long?
Would not surprise me a bit. Oklahoma, do you really Oklahoma City?
I would find that hard to believe.
I think
the monitoring equipment, seismic equipment. That I know there's seismic equipment in Oklahoma City. We have universities in the area, so
yeah.
I don't think anyone actually felt it, but
it was the strongest recorded earthquake in the Texas Panhandle since 1900. In fact, it was only the fourth magnitude 4.0 or greater since 1900, but it was the strongest one in a really long time. And look at this. This story says it was even felt in Tulsa. I find that really hard to believe. The epicenter was 24 miles southeast of Miami, Texas, considered shallow with an originating depth of 3.42 miles below the surface. Miami is about 80 miles northeast of Amarillo. At last word, there were no reports of damage or injuries, which is very good news. That's what you want. You want an earth. It's like tornadoes. You want tornadoes to, if they got to happen, you want them to happen in a big field, not in a big town.
Well, now I sometimes, for fun, I've looked up active fault zones and things, and I can't even remember seeing anything in western Oklahoma or Texas that even caught my eye. Now in Missouri, if you've ever looked up the New Madrid fault zone, there is an extremely, extremely dangerous fault area in Missouri, and there was some extremely powerful earthquakes in the early 1800s, mid 1800s in Missouri, and so there's the active fault zone in that area that's really interesting. If you look at it's spelled like Madrid, but they pronounce it Madrid.
Get out.
As we would in this part of the United States, Berlin, Berlin, and instead of Madrid, it's Madrid. But check that out if you ever want to nerd out on fault zones.
What part of Missouri is that in?
I think it's central Missouri.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. Check it out though, and read about the great New Madrid earthquake. I think it was like a 9 on the Richter scale. It's a really powerful earthquake.
I know what people in this part of the country would be concerned about is how close is it to Branson? How close is it to the Shoji Tabuchi Theater?
Dixie Stampede.
Yeah, yeah. That's Frank Sullivan over there. I'm Nathan Brewer, 832. It's Exploring Energy 96.5 KECO. Listen to these numbers. Over 7,300 employees in over 60 countries, over 40 manufacturing locations, over 400 scientists and technologists doing everything from drilling tech, chemical injection products, chemical tech, artificial lift, artificial intelligence. I'm talking about Champion X. Will Bowie, he's your local guy, 405-650-8521. It's Will Bowie, Champion X, 405-650-8521. I always want to know, how close am I to making... Man, that's a lot of pieces of paper in my hand. What's all this about? Fred's Steakhouse, home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak, just off of I-40. I mean, they're not open for breakfast, I don't think, but it's never too early to start thinking about the next meal. You got lunch coming up in 2 or 3 hours. Make it a Fred's lunch or supper tonight. Celebrate Friday. Fred's Steakhouse, just off of I-40 on South Main, south side of Elk City. You got 2 choices for your big machinery. Either wait until you bust a hose and it's an emergency, or get ahead of it by being supplied ahead of time. American Hose and Supply will help you either way. I mean, if you want to wait and call when it's an emergency, they'll get to you as quick as they can. But let them supply you ahead of time, and you're really ahead of the game there. American Hose and Supply is inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse. Speaking of Fred's, go eat lunch at Fred's and then slide over to American Hose and Supply. 225-9697 is the text line. Are you seeing rain? Are you seeing rain? Are you seeing rain? Text us and let us know at 225-9697.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
At Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance, we stake our reputation on taking care of our neighbors. Oklahoma is our home, and our policyholders are more than customers. They are our community. For more than 75 years, Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance has been serving families across the state with dependable coverage and dedicated customer service. We are proud to support Oklahoma communities through FFA, 4-H, local schools, food programs, Coach for Kids, and countless volunteer efforts statewide. From auto and home to property and life, Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance offers customizable coverages backed by people who live and work right here. For dependable coverage from people who know Oklahoma, contact me, Darren Dupree, or my dad, Randy Dupree, with Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance in Beckham County. Stop by our office at 503 West 3rd in Elk City or call 580-225-3330. Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. It's more than insurance, it's a peace of mind.
I'm a dental nerd because I love dentistry. I love what I get to do. I love learning anything more that I can to help serve my patients. And also it helps fulfill me because I enjoy what I'm doing. I love what I do. My favorite part is the chairside interactions with patients and my team. I have an opportunity to do a few artistic things. I love the cosmetic aspects of dentistry. Part of it because I've had other people make me feel like I'm good at it. And who doesn't want to feel good about something if somebody tells you that you're good at it?
I'm Dr. Jamie Cameron, Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford, catty corner to Walgreens. swdentalok.com.
Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics, where we treat you like family and do life-changing dentistry.
I mean, because when they're in a bind, they're in a bind. You want that company to think of you first. Oh, we need this. Well, call Brock. You call me. We'll get it taken care of. When they call you, they want you to answer the phone, and whether it's Sunday, Saturday, or Monday, they also want customer service. Do what you say you're going to do. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. If they call me, they're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes some money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot, and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins, to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken. There's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Catch me, Paragon News Director Jared Atha, with the latest local news at 5 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Presented by Mickey Lively, your Farm Bureau agent in Greer County.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
96.5 KECO, it is Exploring Energy. Nathan Brewer, we got Frank Sullivan to my left. One Source carries a wide range of pipe, valves, fittings, controls, regulators, hydraulic hoses and fittings, lubricants, gloves, tapes, batteries, filters. Now they have welding supplies, plus iron and metal like angle iron, square tubing, channel iron, among several others, and consumables like soap and salt sticks. I don't consume soap. Oh, wait, maybe that's a different consumption. They got locations in Elk City, Canadian, Texas, and Weatherford. The website, the numeral 1, okay? 1, the numeral 1, sourceok.com. OneSourceOK.com. I'm getting very close. I am getting very close. If you have minerals and royalties and need help, David Allen Guest. Be our guest. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager, doing it 4 decades, high integrity. So he knows his stuff and he wants to do it the right way. David Allen Guest, call 405-341-8698. That's 405-341-8698. It's just sometimes it seems like the longer I go, the bigger the list gets. I'm not making any headway. Let's talk about Cushing, shall we? The amount of oil held at the Cushing hub in northern Oklahoma declined again a week after rebounding from a critical level. The U.S. Energy Information Administration reported Cushing's newest total, 19,370 million barrels, a decline of 1.674 million. Cushing's total oil continues to be at critical levels and fell to a 12-year low in late June, which put the hub at dangerously close to empty. The 19 million barrels represent about 25% of the working capacity of 76 million barrels at the Cushing hub, which is the physical delivery point for West Texas Intermediate crude oil futures traded on NYMEX. Have you ever actually been there?
I've driven past it and seen a lot of tanks, but never officially visited the hub in any capacity, just drive-bys.
I wonder why. It's possible that 10 or 12 years ago we discussed this, but of course I'm aging now and my memory's not what it was. I just wonder, how did Cushing, Oklahoma, how did an oil hub in Cushing, Oklahoma get to be such a big player? I mean, I know Oklahoma's got a rich oil history. It's just, I mean,
well, I would think it was the same. Tulsa was the oil capital of the world for so many years, and I guess once you establish an oil hub, as far as storage tanks and such, it's a lot harder to move to Houston. So I would assume that they just went ahead and just left it there. And we also were at the intersection of a lot of major pipelines and things too. I'm sure that has a lot to do with pipeline infrastructure. I'm not sure though. I have to look that up. I'm just guessing right now. I'm just reaching.
Well, it sounds reasonable because I mean, building all that stuff would be expensive. So once you start, and then you say, well, I'll add on it, and then it gets really big, and then at some point it becomes cost prohibitive to do it somewhere else, or it's just okay, it's already there.
And I think we've got more favorable environmental laws than other states, and I'm sure the Cushing Oil Hub has been there for forever, so the people of the community are used to it and probably don't mind it there. They provides them jobs and such. You can't just pack up and move something like that somewhere else without aggravating the neighbors.
Something I wonder about, I'm just wondering out loud, I have no idea. I wonder what the security is like around the Cushing storage facility, because there's so much oil typically held there and it's so important to our oil flow. I wonder if the security's really tight there.
I would say it probably is. I remember, post 9/11 and during the War on Terror that different E&P companies that I'd worked for in the past, that we were critical infrastructure, and we worked on some locations that were fenced in and had gate guards to try to keep people away because they were, I don't know if the government had received intel at some point in time that there would be lone wolf terrorists attacking drilling locations and things. But yeah, that's definitely critical infrastructure, and I'm sure it's pretty tight security. I'm sure it's besides just live security, I'm sure it's got a lot of cameras and things. I'm sure it's pretty tight.
Frank Sullivan's been 25 years in the oil field, and right now you're on a break from your regular day job out in New Mexico. I'm wondering, how long have you done the back and forth thing like this?
Since let me see. I think when I finally left the state of Oklahoma the first time was probably 2006. I think.
Oh.
I started driving back and forth and decided to keep a central home location and just travel for the work, because the work never lasts forever. So my wife and I were offered opportunities to move a few different times to different areas that we were working, and we decided against it. And I'm glad we did, because we would have moved to Ohio and been stuck up there with nothing going on, or South Texas and been stuck down there with nothing. There were different times they wanted me to relocate, and I'm glad that it never happened.
So the way you do, and a lot of other people do the same thing. They live here, but then they travel off to work, and will be gone for however long it is. And I'm wondering, how has your family adapted to that? How does this affect the Sullivan family dynamic?
Well, having a scheduled job like I have now, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, has been fantastic. But talked about my older kids, that there was times I was gone 70, 80, 90 days, and I would come home and as a toddler, the child wouldn't recognize their dad because it was gone so much, and that was extremely tough. But things are a lot better now that I have a set schedule, and I'm home at least half of the time.
So you've done it both ways, and when you go, before you were never certain how long you'd be gone, right?
Yeah, and then there was times that, hey, I'm on my way home, and then I would get a phone call and have to turn around and go somewhere else, and that was always really hard.
Miss any holidays?
Yeah, holidays and birthdays and all that stuff. But we've like I said, it's been a lot better the last few years with the schedule.
And so, here's what I've heard from guys in the military. Of course, when you go off and you're overseas for a year or 2 years, and then you come back, that can be a difficult adjustment, because the family got used to you being gone, and now they've got to get used to you being back. But I'm guessing if it's just 2 and 2, they don't have enough time to get used to you being gone, really, so that it's a readjustment when you come home.
It's just enough time that my wife starts to miss me just a little bit, and so it's she kind of wants me to come back, but the 2 weeks home may be a little bit too much time at home.
So at like day 10, and she said, "So you getting packed yet?"
Yeah,
like that.
Ready for you to come back home. All right.
Frank Sullivan, I'm Nathan Brewer. We're filling in for Sean Wilson. He'll be back on Monday. This is the Exploring Energy Show, 96.5 KECO. Maybe you've heard Sean talking to a guy named EJ. EJ Gredeman, ASCO Equipment, 513 West 20th in Elk City. Heavy equipment, rentals, and sales. New and pre-owned construction equipment, too. ASCO, Oklahoma Construction. Think ASCO, Ag, Energy. Now serving the Elk City area with construction equipment like tractors, backhoes, loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, pavers, skid steers, CTL, and more. So when you're out on location, do you ever listen to Gordon Lightfoot?
I do. No, Gordon Lightfoot, some good stuff right there.
What do you guys, when you're out, at work, what do you do to pass the time in the downtime?
I yell at people.
Do you find that passes the time well for you?
It's always fun. No, we never are in short supply of young 18 to 20-year-old guys that have never worked in the oil field before, that have no idea what they're doing, that are really intimidated, and we have a lot of fun with those fellows. We can't say that we haze them because that's illegal now to haze people, but anyway, we have a lot of fun with the new guys.
Do you actually enjoy helping? I mean, because you got to learn somehow. Do you enjoy helping these guys figure it out?
Yeah, if they have any more than a room temperature IQ, it's it takes all kinds. We get a good cross section of people that show up to work. So if they want to learn and they seem like they ask questions and they seem to have good work ethic about them, I really enjoy helping them out. But like I said, we also have fun with some of them too. So.
If you don't remember anything else from today's show, remember this quote from Frank Sullivan: "It takes all kinds." Frank, thank you so much for coming in this week and filling in for helping me fill in for Sean, because as our listeners now know, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But having somebody like you who does makes it easier for me.
Let's just hope the ratings haven't tanked while I was coming to visit.
I hope you have to wash your car or your truck because of all the rain.
That's what I'm headed to do right now. I'm going to run through the car wash.
Frank Sullivan, everybody. It takes all kinds. It's Exploring Energy on 96.5 KECO.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Get ready, Elk City. The sizzling summer sidewalk sale is coming July 23rd through the 25th. Join us Thursday for the kickoff from 4 to 6 p.m. with the Mix Boutique, the Depot Trading Co., and Circle A Western Wear. From 6 to 8 p.m., numerous downtown businesses will be participating. Grab a bite from the Surf Bar West food truck while your favorite hometown stores bring the bargains outside. Friday and Saturday hours vary by participating businesses. Great deals while supporting local business. Eat, shop, stay, and play local at Elk City's sizzling summer sidewalk sale, July 23rd through the 25th.
July is all about you at Sugar Creek Casino. We're celebrating Player Appreciation Month. Every day in July, Players Club members will receive $10 in Sugar Bucks free. That's right, every day from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Plus, Friday and Saturday night, the excitement heats up with Sugar Whammy. Avoid those whammies and punch your way up to $500 in Sugar Bucks. It's Sugar Creek Casino's Player Appreciation this July. Sugar Creek Casino, I-40 exit 101.
A generator is something that is out of sight and out of mind until you actually need it. Do you own a generator? Is it serviced and ready to provide backup power when you need it? A well-maintained generator gives you peace of mind during a power outage. Whether it's home or commercial, all generators need to be serviced regularly. Culver Electric provides reliable generator service all over western Oklahoma. Call today and discuss a service plan to fit your needs. 580-243-5846. See us on Facebook or go to culverelectric.net.
With summer here and temperatures on the rise, 5A Repair is your one-stop shop. Our certified technicians can handle all of your car repairs and needs, from AC to full engine replacement. Car working fine, but find your lawn a little out of control? We've got you covered there as well. With our line of Skag mowers, we have full residential and full commercial mowers in stock. 5A Repair truly is your one-stop shop for all needs this summer. Come see us today at 915 North Van Buren. 5A Repair, quality you can trust.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gredeman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ascoeq.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
Looking for the perfect venue for your next event? Look no further than the Frisco Center, located in the heart of western Oklahoma. Whether it's a stunning wedding, a joyful reception, a memorable birthday party, or a professional seminar, we've got you covered. With spacious rooms and exceptional service, Frisco Center is designed to make your special occasion unforgettable. Located at 101 South 4th Street in Clinton, Oklahoma. Call us today at 580-323-7874 to book your date. The Frisco Center, where every event is a reason to celebrate.
This is Will Bowie with Champion X Artificial Lift. For over 40 years, we have been the industry leader in artificial lift technology. With constantly changing well conditions, we are certain to have a solution for your artificial lift problems. We also offer automation services to help optimize your wells for maximum performance. Please contact me if you would like more information about our services. Remember, Champion X is improving lives.
Catch me, Paragon News Director Jared Atha, with the latest local news at 5 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Presented by Mickey Lively, your Farm Bureau agent in Greer County.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
96.5 KECO, 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock. I'm so not used to saying that. I'm never on air this time anymore, and I've had to stop myself. In 3 days, I've had to stop myself about a dozen times from saying the wrong show.
I bet.
It's the Exploring Energy Show on 96.5 KECO. You can text us at 225-9697. If you've gotten more than 6 drops of rain, tell us about it. Have I done this one yet? I think I already did that. Maybe I've batted around. By the way, Tony Lamar is the new Frank Sullivan.
Oh.
One of our listeners said, Cushing, Oklahoma is famously known as the pipeline crossroads of the world.
Yes.
Because it serves as a central global hub for crude oil.
Yep.
That's all I got. What do you got over there?
You want the weather, or you want me to finish that little story?
Let's do weather first, and then we'll come back to it.
All right. If your power goes out at midnight, you can call Carter Electric. That's because they provide 24-hour emergency services. Want to make sure the power stays on regardless of the weather? Carter Electric is an authorized generator dealer. Do you know Kervin and Mary Orgain? They're the ones who will help you see the light of day even at night. They own Carter Electric. A lot of electric work goes on overhead. Carter Electric has pole trucks and man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. They are licensed, insured, trusted. That's Carter Electric. 225-2447. That's 225-2447. And they are this hour's weather sponsor. And today we are going to be partly sunny and hot with a high near 100. Heat index values as high as 104. South wind 14 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24. Tonight a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 76. South-southeast wind 11 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21. Saturday is going to be mostly sunny and hot with a high near 102. Heat index values as high as 107. South-southwest wind 10 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Sunday we're going to be sunny and hot with a high near 103. South wind 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 23. Monday's going to be sunny and hot with a high near 105. Tuesday sunny and hot with a high near 106. Wednesday mostly sunny and hot with a high near 105. And Thursday is mostly sunny and hot with a high near 104. Hope you like 100s, because, like I said yesterday, we're kind of stuck.
Well, they're here. There's nothing to do about it, right?
Nope, absolutely not, other than stay inside.
Speaking of the heat, I've got a story over here. Heat wave prompts advisory from Power Grid.
Oh,
and this is something I remember several years ago. We had some rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
And, this is just one of those things that's on the back of your mind because it seems like the ACs aren't shutting off.
No.
Because it's so hot, they'll run for 30 minutes straight or an hour straight.
Yep. Mine are.
And so we're using a lot of electricity. Well, the hum of air conditioners can be heard throughout most residential neighborhoods. It also has the attention of the Southwest Power Pool, which controls the electric grid for more than a dozen states, including Oklahoma. In its latest announcement, the SPP extended a conservative operations advisory for its West Balancing Authority area, under which Oklahoma is included. The advisory was extended through an anticipated end time of, it was going to be last night at midnight. Conservative operations advisories are considered stable operating conditions and do not require the public to conserve energy or take any action. but are issued to raise awareness of the potential threats to reliability among entities responsible for operating transmission and generation facilities. So it's not saying there's any imminent threat. Just be advised, we're using more. And so down the road, it's theoretically possible something could happen. But, I mean, are you noticing this at your house?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my air conditioners are on. It feels like they don't go off.
I know. It's just they go and they go. And and I could just hear the dollar signs.
Right.
It's like it's rolling over. It's like seeing, it's like watching the meter in a taxi cab. It's just rolling and rolling and rolling. So anyway, now you had some information about Cushing.
Yeah. I was looking it up whenever I heard you and Frank talking about it a while ago. And it said that it is the premier oil hub because of a massive 1912 oil discovery, its central geographic location, and its evolution into a vital pipeline and storage nexus.
I didn't know about the big finding in 1912.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But it does make sense because Tulsa. I know Tulsa has been such a big player, especially 100 years ago.
Yeah,
Tulsa was huge in the early 1900s. It was the oil capital of America or something. Yep. So it's proximity to Tulsa. Then you got that big find in 1912.
Yeah, by Tom Slick was his name. That was his name, Tom Slick.
I wonder if that's where. I don't know. But the fact that it's centrally geographically located, because it's as close to the Pacific as the Atlantic and as close to the Atlantic as the Pacific, so that makes sense too. And because of all the pipelines,
they all intersect.
It's probably centrally located for the pipelines. It does make sense.
It does.
1912.
Pretty cool. 1912.
Somebody named Slick.
Tom Slick.
Earlier, Frank Sullivan was talking about working in the oil field. He's been there for 25 years. Tony, you've got a son.
I do.
Who's now been working in the oil field how long?
Only like 4 months, I think. 4 or 5 months now.
Okay, so has he talked to you much about his job?
No, not really. I mean, other than he likes it. He really likes the 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
So he likes that aspect.
He does.
Of it. Where does he actually live?
He lives here in Elk City.
So he lives locally and he goes to work where?
His rig just moved, but it's down by Hobbs, New Mexico.
Oh, so Frank said he goes to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, do you know how close Frank goes to your son?
No, I should have asked him. I don't know.
So your son also traveling to New Mexico,
yes.
And he's 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and he likes that.
He does. Because he's got a girlfriend, and he gets to spend those 2 weeks with her.
What Frank was talking about before, in the old days, it was less planned.
Right.
And so you'd be gone however many days to a location and come back and could get called out immediately.
Right.
And so I could see where that would just be brutal.
Yeah.
And so your son is enjoying the planned
he's loving it.
nature of that.
Yes. I think he likes the paycheck more than anything, but yes.
Yes, it's the pay that makes it all worthwhile, isn't
exactly.
it? So if you're Scott Garrison, what you want to do is turn the thermostat up to 80 and save electricity for the rest of us.
Right.
So that we can stay comfortable.
He says no.
No, okay. Bad plan. That is not.
I'm not living in New York City.
Right.
Tony, great job. Thanks for coming in and helping me out all 3 days this week. We got Fox News dead ahead. Tradio coming up at 10 o'clock. Today in Ag at noon. Jimmy will tell you about how heat's affecting the animals and the crops. Backroads at 3. We got news and sports, too. 96.5 KECO in Elk City. Sean will be back on Monday, so stay safe. No kidding. Hydrate. Watch out for the heat.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a rough weekend, so drink that water and keep listening to KECO because it's scientifically proven KECO helps you battle the heat.
It does.
Yeah.